Properly understanding the acidity of food is critical in home food preservation. In general, microorganisms do not grow well in an acidic environment. Most foods have a pH between 2 and 8. The lower the number, the more acidic the food is. The higher the number, the less acidic it is. Bacteria grow best in food that is neutral to slightly acidic, in the pH range of 4.6 to 7. We categorize foods in this range as low acid. Foods with a pH of 4.6 or below are too acidic for most bacterial growth. We categorize foods in this range as high acid. The key point to remember is that high acid foods are acidic enough to prevent most bacteria from growing and are therefore safe to can using the water bath and atmospheric steam canning methods. So, what foods are high in acid? Fruits, sweet spreads like fruit jellies and jams, and fermented items like sauerkraut naturally have a pH of 4.6 or below, which makes them high-acid foods. Seen here on the acidity chart are high-acid foods which include fruits, fruit jams and jellies, fermented foods, and acidified foods. So what are some low-acid foods? Recall that low-acid foods have a pH above 4.6. All fresh vegetables, red meats, poultry, and seafood are low-acid foods. Prepared foods like soups fall into this category, as do mixtures of high and low-acid foods. These low-acid foods are more vulnerable to bacteria, which means they are not appropriate to process in a hot water bath or atmospheric steam canner and must be pressure canned. Low-acid foods have a pH greater than 4.6, as seen on this chart. These foods include vegetables, meats, poultry, seafood, prepared foods like soups, and mixtures of high and low-acid foods. A few foods create problems because they have borderline acidity. For example, although tomatoes may taste tart, their pH is about 4.6. Other foods that are borderline in acidity are other tomato-based products, figs, and Asian pears. These foods with borderline acidity fall into the gray area around pH 4.6 on our chart. These products in the gray area must be acidified to be safely water bath or atmospheric steam canned. One way to acidify foods is through the pickling process. Pickled vegetables, such as cucumbers, peppers, and beets, are an example of an acidified food. What's most important to remember when deciding if it is safe to can a food item is that high-acid foods contain enough acid to help block the growth of bacteria or destroy them more rapidly when heated, making them appropriate for canning in a boiling water bath or atmospheric steam canner. Since low-acid foods cannot block the growth of bacteria, they require a different type of processing.